I was scrolling through Insta, bored out of my mind, when I saw this guy on Wilson's story. Damn, he was hot. Before I could stop myself, I shot Wilson a message. Yo, who's that dude in your story? That's Ethan. Why? No reason. He's kinda cute, that's all. Oh shit, Kyle. You crushing already. Fuck off, I replied, but I couldn't stop thinking about Ethan's smile. Next thing I knew, I was deep in this guy's profile. Sports, music, travel, we had a ton in common. My finger hovered over the follow button. Fuck it, why not? I hit follow and immediately regretted it. What if he thought I was some creep? But then, not even 5 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Ethan had followed me back. Holy shit, I muttered, staring at the notification. This could get interesting. After that follow, I couldn't get Ethan out of my head. I'd catch myself checking his stories, liking his posts. One day, he put up a pic of himself at a concert I was dying to go to. Before I could chicken out, I typed, dude, was that show as epic as it looked? My heart was pounding as I waited. Then, ping. Hell yeah, you into them too. And just like that, we were off. We talked music, sports, everything. Days turned into weeks, and I found myself grinning at my phone like an idiot. One night I was up late studying when a message popped up. Can't sleep. You up? I didn't hesitate. Yeah, drowning in textbooks. Save me. Haha, I got you. Wanna call? My stomach did a flip. Sure, I typed, trying to sound casual. When his face filled my screen, I almost forgot how to breathe. His messy hair, sleepy eyes, and that damn smile. Hey there, textbook boy, he grinned. Hey yourself, concert guy, I shot back, and just like that, hours flew by. As the sun came up, I realized I was in trouble. This wasn't just a crush anymore. After that all-nighter call, Ethan and I were talking practically every day. I thought I was being slick, but apparently I was as subtle as a brick through a window. One afternoon, my phone buzzed with a message from Ethan. So, I hear you think I'm cute. My stomach dropped. What I typed back, playing dumb. Don't bullshit me, Kyle. Wilson spilled the beans. Fuck, I muttered. Then, gathering my courage, I called him. All right, you caught me, I said when he picked up. I think you're cute. Sue me. Ethan's laugh came through the speaker. Relax, man. I think it's cute that you think I'm cute. Oh, I felt my face heating up. Well, that's good. It's very good, he said, his voice dropping lower. In fact, I've been wanting to tell you something too. My heart was racing. Yeah. I knew it was you the moment you followed me. I recognized your name from Wilson's tags. You're shitting me, I groaned. So this whole time? Yep, he chuckled. I was just waiting for you to make a move. Well, aren't you a sneaky bastard, I said, but I was grinning like an idiot. You love it, he teased. And damn it, I did. This guy had me wrapped around his finger, and we both knew it. So I said, trying to sound casual, what now? Now Ethan said, I think it's time we stop dancing around this and go on a proper date, even if it has to be over video call. My heart skipped a beat. I'd like that, I said softly. It's a date, then he replied, and I could hear the smile in his voice. As we hung up, I couldn't help but think this embarrassing revelation might just be the best thing that ever happened to me. After that date call, things between Ethan and me shifted into high gear. We weren't just chatting anymore, we were full-on flirting. One night, my phone lit up with his name. What you wearing, his message read. I snorted. Smooth, real smooth, just my ratty old sweats. You. Nothing but a smile came his reply. Bullshit, I fired back, but my pulse quickened. Want to see for yourself? I hesitated for a second, then hit the video call button. When Ethan's face popped up, he was shirtless. All right. Well, hello there, I grinned. Like what you see, he flexed playfully. Maybe I teased. You gonna give me the full tour? Ethan laughed. Easy, Tiger. Let's take it slow. But slow wasn't really in our vocabulary. Over the next few weeks, our calls got longer, our texts got steamier, and the distance between us felt both endless and non-existent. One morning I woke up to a voice message from him. "Morning, handsome. Just wanted to say I can't stop thinking about you." I played it 3 times, grinning like an idiot. "Fuck. I miss you," I texted back, "and I've never even met you." "We'll change that soon," he replied. "I promise." As I stared at those words, a realization hit me like a truck. I was falling hard for this guy, and it scared the shit out of me. "Ethan," I typed, my hands shaking slightly. "I think I'm in trouble here." "What's wrong?" His reply was instant. I took a deep breath and hit send. "I think I'm falling for you." The 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Then finally, "Thank God, I thought it was just me." Relief flooded through me, followed quickly by a wave of excitement. Whatever this was between us, it was real, and it was just getting started. After our mutual confession, things got intense fast. We were texting constantly, falling asleep on video calls, the works. But we hadn't put a label on it yet. One night, Ethan's face popped up on my screen, looking nervous as hell. "You okay?" I asked. "Yeah, I need to ask you something." My heart started racing. "Shoot." He took a deep breath. "Look, Kyle, I know this is crazy. We've never met in person, but I can't imagine not having you in my life." "Ethan," I started, but he cut me off. "Let me finish. I know long distance is hard, but I want to try. Will you be my boyfriend?" For a second, I couldn't speak. Then, "Fuck yes." His face lit up. "Really?" "Really," I laughed. "But you know what this means, right?" "What?" "We're gonna have to get creative with date nights." And boy, did we. Movie nights where we'd sync up our screens, cook-alongs where we'd make the same meal, and pretend we were in the same kitchen. It wasn't always easy, but we made it work. One night, after a particularly steamy video call, Ethan sighed. "God, I wish you were here." "Me too," I said. "But hey, absence makes the dick grow harder, right?" He burst out laughing. "You're an idiot." "Yeah, but I'm your idiot." As we said goodnight, I couldn't help but think about the future. How long could we keep this up? But then Ethan sent a final text. "Sweet dreams, babe. Can't wait to hold you for real someday." And just like that, all my doubts melted away. We'd figure it out. We had to. Things were going great with Ethan until they weren't. It started with a missed call here, a late reply there. Then, one weekend, radio silence. "Hey, everything okay?" I texted. No response. By Sunday night, I was freaking out. Then my phone buzzed. "Sorry, was out with friends. Lost track of time." I stared at the message, my stomach churning. For 2 days. "Chill, Kyle. It's not a big deal." But it was. To me, at least, it is when I'm worried sick about you. "You're overreacting," came his reply. That's when I lost it. I hit the call button. What Ethan's voice was annoyed. "What?" "That's all you have to say," I snapped. "You disappear for days and I'm supposed to be cool with it." "I didn't realize I needed your permission to have a life," he shot back. "That's not what I'm saying, and you know it." We went back and forth, voices rising, until Ethan finally said, "Maybe this was a mistake." My blood ran cold. What was this? Us. Long distance is too hard. "So you're just giving up?" I asked, my voice breaking. "Maybe we both should," he said quietly and hung up. I stared at my phone, numb. Just like that, it was over. For days I was a mess. No calls, no texts. I checked my phone obsessively, hoping for a message that never came. A week later, I was about to delete his number when my phone lit up. Ethan's name. My finger hovered over the screen. Part of me wanted to ignore it, to hurt him like he'd hurt me. But a bigger part, I answered. Kyle, his voice was hesitant. Can we talk? That call with Ethan changed everything. We talked for hours, hashing out our fears, our insecurities. It wasn't easy, but we came out stronger. I'm sorry, he said. I got scared of how real this was getting. Me too, I admitted. But I'd rather be scared with you than safe without you. We made a pact: no more running, no more hiding. And to seal the deal, Ethan dropped a bombshell. I want to see you. For real. My heart nearly stopped. You mean? I'm coming to visit. Next month. I couldn't believe it. After all this time, Ethan was going to be here, in the flesh. The countdown began, and holy shit, was it intense. Every day felt like a year. What if you don't like me in person? I texted one night, anxiety getting the best of me. Impossible, came his reply. But what if you think I'm shorter than my pics? I laughed. As long as you're taller than my kneecaps, we're good. As the day got closer, the anticipation was killing me. I cleaned my apartment like a madman, bought new sheets, even got a haircut. The night before his arrival, I couldn't sleep. My phone buzzed at 2 a.m. You up? Ethan's text read. Can't sleep, I replied. Too excited. Me too. Scared shitless but excited. I smiled at my screen. Yeah, but mostly just can't wait to finally kiss you. My heart raced. Promises, I typed back. Just you wait, he replied. 12 hours and counting. I fell asleep with my phone in my hand, dreams full of Ethan's face, his laugh, his touch. When my alarm went off, I jumped out of bed. This was it. The day I'd meet the guy who'd turned my world upside down. As I headed to the airport, my palms were sweating. This was really happening. Ethan was about to become real. The airport was a blur of noise and people, but I barely noticed. My eyes were glued to the arrivals gate, heart pounding. Then I saw him. Ethan. In the flesh. Our eyes met, and suddenly he was running. Before I could even react, he crashed into me, arms wrapping around my waist. Holy shit, he breathed. You're real. I laughed, hugging him back. Disappointed. He pulled back, eyes roaming my face. Fuck no, you're even hotter in person. Then he kissed me, right there in the middle of the airport. It was messy and desperate and perfect. When we finally came up for air, I grinned. So taller than your kneecaps. Barely, he teased, and I shoved him playfully. The ride back to my place was a whirlwind of stolen glances and not so accidentally brushing hands. As soon as we were through the door, Ethan had me pressed against it. Been wanting to do this for months, he murmured, lips trailing down my neck. Bedrooms that way, I managed to gasp out. We barely made it, leaving a trail of clothes in our wake. And then, well, let's just say reality was even better than our wildest video call fantasies. Afterwards, tangled in sheets in each other, Ethan traced patterns on my chest. So was it worth the wait? I pretended to think about it. I might need another demonstration to be sure. He laughed, pulling me closer. I've got all week to convince you. And convince me he did. We spent days exploring each other, the city, everything. It was like living in a dream. One night, sprawled on the couch, Ethan said, I was worried. About what? That this wouldn't feel real. That we'd be strangers. I turned to face him. And now? He smiled, soft and sure. Now, I can't imagine my life without you in it. As I leaned in to kiss him, I knew exactly what he meant. Whatever came next, we'd face it together. The week flew by like a dream, and before we knew it, Ethan's last night was upon us. We'd spent the day pretending it wasn't coming, but reality was catching up fast. I don't want to go, Ethan mumbled into my neck as we lay in bed. I tightened my arms around him. Then don't. He laughed, but it was hollow. If only it were that easy. We both knew it wasn't. Job, school, life, everything was pulling us apart again. I've got something for you, I said suddenly, sitting up. Ethan raised an eyebrow. Oh yeah. I fumbled in my bedside drawer, pulling out a small box. It's not much, but... He opened it, eyes widening at the simple silver band inside. Kyle. It's a promise, I said quickly. That someday we won't have to say goodbye like this. Ethan's eyes were suspiciously wet as he slipped it on. Then he reached for his bag. Great minds, he said, pulling out a matching box. I couldn't help but laugh as he slid an identical ring onto my finger. Look at us, being all romantic and shit. Gross, right? He grinned, but his voice was thick with emotion. We spent that night memorizing each other, trying to cram a lifetime of touches into a few hours. And when morning came, it felt like waking from the best dream I'd ever had. At the airport, Ethan held me tight. This isn't goodbye, he whispered. It's just, see you later. I nodded, not trusting myself to speak. As he walked through security, he turned back one last time, lifting his hand to show the ring. I touched my own in response, a silent promise across the distance. Watching him disappear into the crowd, my heart ached. But the weight of the ring on my finger reminded me this was just the beginning of our story, not the end. The drive home from the airport was the longest of my life. Ethan's scent still clung to my clothes, making his absence even more palpable. I walked into my apartment, now eerily quiet without his laughter filling it. His forgotten t-shirt lay on my bed, and I couldn't help but bring it to my face, inhaling deeply. My phone buzzed. Made it through security. Miss you already. I smiled despite the ache in my chest. Miss you more. Get home safe. As I set my phone down, my eyes caught the glint of the ring on my finger. Suddenly, I knew what I had to do. I pulled out my laptop and started researching. Job openings in Ethan's city, apartment listings, the works. It wouldn't be easy, but nothing worth having ever is, right? Hours later, my phone rang. Ethan's face filled the screen. Hey, handsome, I said, drinking in the sight of him. Hey yourself, he smiled, but I could see the sadness in his eyes. How you holding up? I took a deep breath. Actually, I've been thinking. Oh, he teased. Should I be worried? Maybe I grinned. How would you feel about me moving to your city? His jaw dropped. Are you serious? Dead serious. I've been looking at jobs, apartments. It'll take time, but I want to make this work. For real. Ethan was quiet for a moment, and I felt my heart race. Then slowly a smile spread across his face. Kyle, he said softly, nothing would make me happier. We spent the next few hours planning, dreaming, imagining our future together. It wouldn't be easy, we both knew that. There'd be challenges, setbacks, moments of doubt. But as we said goodnight, both of us wearing the rings that symbolized our promise, I knew one thing for certain: what we had was worth fighting for. The distance between us was just temporary. Our love, that was the real deal. And someday soon I'd be waking up next to Ethan every morning, no screens or miles between us. As I drifted off to sleep, I smiled. This wasn't the end of our story. It was just the beginning of a whole new chapter.